Afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. We are welcoming you into the session. When you arrive into the session, if you could please go ahead and mute yourself, I definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. Just double checking. Got a few more people here. If you could go ahead and take a moment and drop into the chat where you are joining us from today, that would be super duper awesome. That would be super awesome. And let me make sure I have that. Go ahead and mute all. All right. All right. I think everyone, you can give me a thumbs up. Rick, can you still hear me? Great, great, great. Great. All right. So we've got people from all over who are jumping in. Again, if you want to join in and let us know where you are joining us from today, and then also be able to give us maybe like your role and your content area while we wait for a few more people to join us. We've got a couple of additional people who are jumping into who have just joined the weight room, and I want to make sure they have the opportunity to participate in this awesome session today. Got a couple of more people, and then we've got this awesome presenter, Rick, who is going to make sure that we get some great information this afternoon. All right, hold on. Let me grab my computer's running just a little bit slow there. All right, we've got Texas and North Macedonia. We've got India here. Yes, awesome. And then we've got some physics teachers. Shout out to the physics teachers. That was my absolute favorite to teach, and the science and math. For those of you who have joined us previously, you know that I am a science teacher by trade and have just jumped into this whole ed tech world, went into administration, all that jazz, and now I'm into this ed tech world. And we are going to go ahead and get the session started at this time. So here we go. First off, I want to so welcome to the GEG Louisiana. And I want to give a shout out to StreamYard because they are now being able to sponsor us here so that we can expand our reach. So you can also tune in to us via YouTube as well. And in the future, we're going to be, as you register, we're going to be shifting so that the link that you get will be directly to some of those things as well. All right. For those of you who do not know me, I am Wiley Brazier the Fifth, and I am the GEG Louisiana leader. Those are a few of my badges, along with some Microsoft badges and a couple of Adobe and things of that nature. But these are the ones that are pertinent for us today, right? We're all about the Google, okay, and tech tools, and so. We also have as one of the captains, Tyler Colson, who is also a captain. Shout out to Tyler here today. She's working very hard, getting ready for her students coming back to school. Our website is available at geglouisiana.com. Shout out to Croatia here. All right, we've got Croatia here. geglouisiana.com. And on that specific website, you have a bunch of different resources, and I'll kind of go through them with you at the end. But at this time, I do want to take a moment and go ahead and introduce you to Rick Ballew. All right. He is out in Minneapolis, and he is an awesome educator. Rick and I are actually in the same Innovator cohort, which is NYC 19. So shout out to everyone with NYC 19. All right. And what I'm going to do now is, Rick, I am going to go ahead and throw it over to you. Oh, let me make sure that I start my recording here. All right. Got the recording. Boom. All right. And so I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to you, Rick, so that you can share your screen. If I can locate you here. All right. There it is. And I'm going to make you the host. All right, Rick, you should be able to share your screen now. Do you have it? All right, let me stop my screen share. Awesome, awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you, man. I definitely appreciate you being here and providing some great information for everyone here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, no problem. I love the opportunity to hear myself talk, and what better way to do it than to present? So, as Wiley said, my name is Rick Ballew. I kind of think Frederick. Like him, I have a number after my name. He's the fifth. I'm the fourth. My son's the fifth. But anyway, I'm here to talk to you today about Wakelet, specifically riding the Wakelet wave, which is a thing. If you see this bit.ly, you can get access to my slides, which most of them are directly from Wakelet. So there's not a lot of creativity on my part here. So what we have here is the stuff that Wakelet actually provides, and you can find it at GEG LADLS. I thought that would roll off the tongue a lot better. It did not. That's the GEG Louisiana Distance Learning Seminars. It made sense to me when I made it. Anyway, here we go. Um, Wakelet is a free platform that allows you and your students to save, organize, present, and share content from across the web. If you were to go to the Wakelet website and look at the About section, what it talks about is how this gentleman who created it was in graduate school and kept finding resources all over the web, whether it be Twitter chats or video or a paper or a website, and it was really hard to keep track of that all in like a Word doc or a Google Doc. So he created Wakelet to be a place to just put all the things.
Quick question here, Rick. Can you go back and let me
And
grab
here's
that?
Wakelet
Uh,
explained in 3 steps. First, with Wakelet, you can bookmark anything. You can save any content from across the web, whether that's articles, videos, blogs, tweets, stocks, podcasts, Flipgrid. In fact, if you look here, there's all these things that integrate really, really well with Wakelet. In fact, there's a Chrome extension, because again, we're all about Google here. We're going to talk about the Chrome extensions that you have access to, specifically the Wakelet extension, that's going to let you save anything that you can find in your browser to a Wakelet collection that you create. So let's take a look here. We've got, you can organize and curate. When you create a Wakelet collection, it's really up to you how you decide to do it. Are you going to have it be places? It's kind of like a lot of people have called Wakelet Pinterest for education, but it can do so much more. You can post your own blog stuff. You can save Twitter chats, and have whatever Wakelet collection you decide to create and curate, that's the one you can put your stuff into. You can arrange your bookmarks into fancy collections. It actually is very user friendly, and from a design aspect, it looks pretty good. You can collaborate and share, and this is where it really gets into the googliness of it. Um, your Wakelet, you can share with pretty much anybody. You can share a link to it so they can view, and you can also share a link so that they can edit as well. So you could start a Wakelet with, I don't know, cooking ideas, and you could decide, share it out, and then everyone can post the recipes or whatever. Um, a lot of educators have been using it as a works cited for this very reason, and group projects work out fantastic. Also makes a pretty fancy deliverable. But again, it has integration with all of these products, Google and the Microsoft. Again, talking about integrated apps, we've got access to your Reddit, Facebook, Sway, Flipgrid. It actually, I'm going to talk about the Chrome extension, but there is, I believe, a Firefox and Safari extension. If not Safari, I know that it does work with this one, whatever Microsoft's thing is, that which will not be named. But it will work with all of those things. Wakelet is fully integrated and seamless. Now, how can teachers use Wakelet? This is the thing that I remember when I first learned about Wakelet. It was one of the design team Wakelet people contacted me through ISTE of all things and was trying to show me Wakelet. And I remember going, okay, but why? And he explained that he showed me a bunch of different schools throughout the US, Wakelet's in England, but around the US that was using them for classroom newsletters. They would just keep adding onto it or release a new Wakelet. Teachers have been using it to collect resources. If a student is doing a group project or a presentation, all of their sources can be saved there. Some teachers are using it for lesson planning. I know of at least a couple people who are using it to document their PD, especially in these times now where we can, like, I'm presenting from Minnesota here, and this is going out to all sorts of people. You might get a certificate saying that you attended or not, but you can link this whole presentation when it goes on GEG Louisiana and save it in your Wakelet. There's a great way of making interactive lessons and research with your professional learning network. So how can students use Wakelet? Here's the thing. This really isn't set up COPA-wise for kids under 13 unless you, the teacher, create it yourself. So generally speaking, students can't sign up for it unless they're 13 or over, and then they can create their own Wakelet account and start making their own collections right away. They can use Wakelet to complete assignments, enhance their digital research, and even create visual portfolios that showcase the best moments and accomplishments of their time at school. I know of several schools that students, when they graduate, they're using a Wakelet as their portfolio. And now if you have kids, littles that are under 13, you create the Wakelet yourself. You can create one for each of your students, and then they can use it when they're doing a research project or their own digital portfolio. And because you're the one who created it, you can control anything that they put in there that's either acceptable or not. So how do librarians and tech coaches use Wakelet? I know of a few ed tech coaches that have been using Wakelet as a resource hub because it ties in so nicely with all of your Chrome extensions. It's a great place to not only store the website of the, let's say, Loom or Screencastify or WeVideo, but you can also store it there and then put a little blurb about what it actually is. It works out fantastic that way. It's a great resource for parents. I know of a couple teachers that have been using it as their, well, I already mentioned it, how they're using it for their newsletter. So a day in the Wakelet-enabled classroom. You could use it for curating resources as you're getting ready to plan your lesson. You can use it actually for lesson planning. You can push out a Wakelet to each of your students as that actual assignment, or you can use it for a class newsletter. Now, any good ed tech tool isn't worth its salt without a badge. You could right now sign up for the Wakelet community just by going to Wakelet and searching for school, and you could join the community member just by signing up as a teacher. You can become a Wakelet ambassador by going through the steps for that, and this is something that is, I think, Wakelet exclusive. I don't know too many other programs that let you have a student ambassador. This student ambassador badge has some really fantastic steps to get the kids Wakelet savvy, but also attack not the 4 C's of 21st century education, but the 6 that Wakelet talks about. We'll get into that in a moment. So another fun thing about Wakelet is it has a mobile app. I don't know about you, but I don't spend all my time on my computer. There's at least an hour a day where I'm not on my computer. So what is helpful is to have, when I'm not on my computer for that 1 hour, when I'm on my phone, I can then use Wakelet to save anything I find because it'll save and organize your favorite content on the go. You can use the Wakelet app that's for iOS or Android. Unfortunately, it does not have a Microsoft one, but I don't know too many people who have Microsoft as their mobile operating system anymore. Anyway, the point is you can have the Wakelet app, and it's going to let you save stuff that you're looking at on your phone directly to the Wakelet app. And that Wakelet that you've created, that you've linked on your phone, you'll have access to it anywhere you have access to the internet. Now, there are browser extensions. Oh, I lied. There isn't a Safari one. There's one for Firefox, Chrome, and that which will not be named by Microsoft. But you have access to all of your Wakelet resources and a very easy way to do it with the browser extension. So to get started, you would sign up, add Wakelet to your arsenal of tools available to educators. You can be creative, build some amazing collections, add content from across the web, and invite others to collaborate and share your stunning collections with the world. So here's some useful resources. Like I did earlier in the presentation, I gave out that bit.ly, but if I recall, it was bit.ly, GEGLADLS, and you'll have access to this, and all of these links are live. You can go to a Wakelet YouTube that's going to talk about the specific ways that you can use Wakelet. You can follow them on Twitter because, why wouldn't you? And if you have questions, you can access it there. Now it's demonstration time. First things first, let's go out here and let's just go to the web store because we're going to find that Chrome extension. So you type in Wakelet and looks like I already have it. So let's remove it from Chrome because I want to show you how easy it is to put in. So let's go back here, type in Wakelet. Add to Chrome. You do this, it's going to say, hey, Wakelet can access all your things. Well, you want it to, because what it's going to do is anytime you can set it so that anytime you pop into a new browser tab, it's going to immediately throw you up on your Wakelet. I don't like that, so I'm going to go with keep your current tab and then click done. Right? Okay, so here we go. Let's just, I don't know, let's take a look at Twitter. That's me, that's my Twitter. Let's say I find something that's cool. Ooh, someone just finished some stuff with ISTE. I can click on it, and then right here, I now have a W, and that's going to let me save it directly to Wakelet. So I could create a group collection, I could search my collections, or I could create a new collection. Let's call this GEGLA, description, demo. Create, and now I've just saved that tweet directly to the Wakelet. So, keep changes. Let's say you find some really cool website about candy. Here in Minnesota, we've got access to some pretty cool candy warehouse stores. Look at your widget. Let's pin it so that we can see it whenever we're here. Hey, this candy warehouse looks pretty cool. I click that W now, and it's going to decide where it wants me to save it. Right there. Boom. Okay, so we saved some stuff to it. What does it actually look like? Let's take a peek. Let's go to my collections. Hey, that's me. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. Home. Collections. Hey, here's my collection. So far, we've saved this candy warehouse website and this person who found that really cool thing that was cool. All right, let's edit the collection. Right now, kind of looks blah, right? You can spruce it up. You can go here and you can upload an image from your library, or, and this is what's super fantastic about Wakelet, you can choose from your library, and this is Unsplash. You have access to all the things in Unsplash. So, just for fun, let's go to the chat, and could someone just throw out, oh, Wakelet Investor, thank you, Lisa. Someone give me a thing to type in that we can use to look for. Let's pick a header. Just give me a word and I'll type it into the Unsplash thing. Lakes. Hey, here in Minnesota, I appreciate that. We're the land of, I don't know, a whole bunch of them. We say 10,000, but technically there's more. But quite frankly, I question what some of those, if those really are lakes. So we click that. Oh, didn't like that. Let's try again. Choose from library, lakes, return. Boom, that was the one I picked. All right, we can decide if it's going to be full cover image, half cover image. We can spruce stuff however you want. You can change the layout right here. You can have it media view, compact view, grid view, board, all sorts of fun things like that. Easy reorder mode is also a nice feature, so you can just grab and sort as you go. Now, let's say I wanted other people to join it. Right now, it's currently private. That's not cool. Let's make it public. And so let's say I want to share it, right? So it is currently public. So we're going to share it. I click done so that we know that it's saved. This is unlike some Google tools, you do have to save it periodically. So let's say we want to share it. Take this code. I'm going to throw it in the chat. And if you would like, go ahead and start adding stuff to this. This is going to demonstrate what it'd be like for you if you have littles, okay? Because here's what's going to happen. You can add stuff to it, but you can't necessarily delete my stuff, but I can delete yours. So what will happen is, if I've just shared this with you, theoretically, you should start being able to pop stuff in here. While you're deciding what you want to add, I'm going to edit the collection and show you some other places you can add things from. So as you're looking at it, I can click here to add something there, or there, or there. And again, we can reorder it if we want to. I'm going to change the layout because I'm not a big fan of all this scrolly stuff. Go to mood board. Ooh, nah, something. All right, so let's click plus, and you can decide to add text. So you could add something and then add like a title and description. When I was finishing up my most recent master's degree, I used a Wakelet as one of my deliverables. And so a lot of the text went in there along with links to YouTube or Twitter. You can bookmark stuff, you can add an image, you can Google Drive, OneDrive, and Flipgrid. You can create a Flipgrid and then add it here, and then it'll link out to said Flipgrid so that if you were to have done, I don't know, some sort of SEL check-in with your students, this would be a great place to have them all just go and check things out from there. I see some more people have said some stuff in the chat. Let's take a pick. How do you add to it? Great question. And Sandra, you already answered it, or Sandra, sorry. You already answered it. While we're here, let's click on a YouTube, search YouTube. Did I spell that wrong?
No, it looks like it's spelled correctly.
Huh. L-O-U-S-I-A-N-A. No space? Well, it didn't work that way, but let's try this way. So, GEG Louisiana. Boom. All right. Hey, what do you know? There's this webinar right here, this whole distance learning webinar series. It's got a pretty good playlist. All right, let's click on it. We don't want to necessarily hear it right now, but let's say we were to click on it. I can click on this W right here. So there's a couple ways I could have done this. I clicked on the W and I do that. It saved it there. Or I could have copied and saved the URL, gone into the Wakelet, and done it potentially this way. Oh, or not. It didn't want me to add it that way. Well, hey, whatever. I was able to add it here, and notice it wasn't just one video. I added the, oh, actually, it did just add the one. If I wanted the whole playlist, I would have had to go to this part. But you can see how versatile it is and easy to add stuff too, right? Cool. All right, at this point, I want to talk about the Wakelet Student Ambassador Program. Now, I mentioned the 4 C's of 21st century learning, which in a few months, 21st century learning is going to be old enough to buy a drink. So it's kind of silly to keep calling it the new thing, but the 4 C's really should be 6. And they're right here. There's the Wakelet Student Ambassador Program, and there are 7 tasks that the students would have to accomplish in order to get their badges. The badges look like this. We've got curation. Now, these are the 6 C's according to Wakelet. Curation, critical thinking. We knew about critical thinking. Curation, that's the new one, right? Because the reason that's an important skill now, more than ever, is there is so much out there. And it's really up to you using your proper skills to decide to distill down what you actually need. So out of the 6 C's, we've got curation, critical thinking, creativity, we knew about that one. Collaboration, we knew about that one. Communication, that's not new. But then citizenship. Usually we call it digital citizenship, but they've shortened it up. And besides, 6 C's is cooler than 5. It's one more cooler than 5. So the idea here is in order to get your student ambassador badge, what the students do, and you can assign this to them. Again, this is 13 and up because they need to have their own account, unless you're willing to curate all of this for them and create it. But they would do these different steps. Here they are, they're different goals. So you would have these different things right here. Task 1, curation, all about me. Task 2, and you as the teacher can decide if they pass or not. So this doesn't actually go through Wakelet. This is you as an educator giving a badge to the students. And here's the best part about this. You can turn these into assignments for your class. Curation, all about me, critical thinking perspective, create a collection that shows 2 sides of an argument. I could see being able to use this in a social studies class, science class, math class, whatever. You can find ways of turning this into an assignment, and they're earning their badges, thinking they're getting a cool badge, but you're having them do some higher level Bloom's taxonomy thinking while sneaking in some learning and giving them badges. So that's actually a pretty cool way of tricking them into learning. Not that that's what we do as teachers. I'm just saying that that's something you can do and works out pretty well. Let's take a peek back at our Wakelet that we created. Has anyone added anything? I'm gonna click done. Let's take a peek. Just called it demo. Doesn't look like any of you added anything. That's cool. Not that important. What I want to see is, here's some other stuff you can do. You can change the visibility. Right now it's public. Everyone can see this. You could make it unlisted, so only me and the people I just shared the link with, which is all of you, would have access to it, or private, so only you could see it. At this point, I've already shared it. I'm going to leave it public. But a couple of the other buttons, which I think is cool. Analytics. No one has copied it yet, but I know of some educators and other people, they'll share out their Wakelet, and it's a really cool way to find out how many people are sharing your resources and learning from it. So you'll be able to see it that way. You can invite specific people. You can do it via name, email, or this is pretty fantastic. QR codes. I mean, they were super popular a few years ago, but you can still use it this way. You could just take a picture of it and toss it into an email. Or if you still are in a place where you can print and people will actually see it, they can do it that way too, to join it. But otherwise, what I think I've covered most of the stuff I find pretty cool about Wakelet.
Quick question here, Rick. Some of the people are on the link that you shared, and I'm assuming that they have to go ahead and create an account in order to add to it, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't mention that part. Let's say I'm going to show you how to log in and whatnot. Let's go to here. Hey, that's me. I know that guy. Let's log out. Boop. Log out. Okay, so you go to Wakelet. Let's go to log in. We're all about the Google. I'd say log in here. They do play really nice with Microsoft. You could do Facebook, but I mean, if you're an educator, never, obviously, or you can create an account. I'm I'm not currently using my school one. This is my trainer account. This is one I use as a trainer. If you have a personal Google account, if you want to just explore, because here's the best part about Wakelet. It's free always. It's free for educators and it's free for, well, everybody. The idea is they want it to be another platform similar to Pinterest without necessarily tracking everything you do. So you can log in with Google. I'll do that. Let's pick whichever account I'm going to use. Let's go with that one again. And then you'll be able to add to it. Let's take a look at this guy again.
And real quick, as you're going there, Rick, it seems like some of them are signed into their account and they've created accounts, but I'm not sure if you have to make sure of the permissions that are on that Wakelet, but some of them said that they can't add.
Let's say share. All right, invite via shareable invite collaborators. Anyone with access to the shareable link and or code can join. Copy link. Is this a different link than I posted last time?
It says invite contributors. Yes. This is a different link, I believe, is what they're saying. This is a different link.
Okay. Well then,
yes.
That should work. Sorry about that earlier. I just shared a link that you could just look at the Wakelet, but this way now you should be able to add stuff.
There we go. Thus the joys of live learning, right?
Oh, for sure. Well, it is one of the ISTE standards for education.
Yes.
To learn with your students.
There you go.
Here we go.
And then one other thing another question that came, yes, and it's saying that it worked. One other question that came up in the chat was if you could show that Flipgrid feature, I guess, just to double check to make sure of how to do that piece. The Flipgrid in the Wakelet.
Yeah. This is something we don't need to look at. Where were we? Boop. All right. So let's say we want to add. Let's go back to edit. My dog heard a noise somewhere, so I apologize for that. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so let's click Flipgrid. Now you're going to see my real background, but I could record right here. Flipgrid using Wakelet. Boom. Flipgrid using Wakelet. I can't hear it because I have the earbuds in. Let's take our selfie. Bada boom. See. Did it show up? There it is. Boom. And it'll do it right from there. And I think there is a way to do it from Flipgrid to Wakelet. Are there any other questions? I see some other people have added. Mrs. Orcutt, sorry. Let's see.
Yes, so I don't see yes, so they're just like, whoa, that's awesome. That's great. It worked. People are able to contribute to it now. So that is definitely awesome. Awesome. Any other go ahead.
I was going to say, just for fun, just so we can show this out, you're shared as a contributor. Can any of you delete anything I posted? See if you can do that right now. Because theoretically, you shouldn't be able to. Because I'm the one who created it, and this is how it would work with your littles, right? So that's one of the nice features. You can work with kids under 13, but they just can't create their own, if that makes sense. Okay, what were you saying? Sorry.
Oh no, I was just double checking to and yes, they said they cannot add, they can only add to it. That's it.
Yep.
Any other questions in the chat? What else do you have there, Rick? Is that everything or
that was pretty much it. I know a lot more power users of Wakelet probably have some really cool things that they can add if they want to pop it into the chat. But otherwise, this was basically just a 101 Wakelet lesson, basically showing you just the bare bones minimums, the stuff you can add. The thing that I think is the best part of it is just being able to be doing whatever you want and throwing it into your Wakelet. with the Wakelet extension here. I think that's a pretty cool feature. In fact, let's just go ahead and throw this in there too.
Awesome.
Okay, well that's all I've got.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we definitely appreciate that. Feature coming soon,
Ooh,
being able to modify Wakelet belonging to someone else. Oh, okay. What were you about to say, Rick?
I was gonna read the same thing you just read. So
All right, all right. So, Rick, we definitely appreciate you sharing your knowledge and everything with the GEG Louisiana. We definitely want to give you a virtual round of applause. I am going to
thank you.
go ahead and uh, reclaim the host from you. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and reclaim that. And then let's go ahead and move this over. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then I'm going to share my screen one more time here with you. There we go.
Someone, Lisa just pointed out you can add a collection and add a collection to it, but you cannot, oh, I just lost it. But you cannot remove the original content. So you can nest a collection in a collection. That's pretty cool.
Yes. And you can have multiple collections and then have the individual settings on the different collections, right, Rick?
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome. That's great. That is definitely great. I have to dive into more on Wakelet. I have not been using it as much as you and other users, but I'm definitely going to jump into that. So again, we definitely appreciate you, Rick. If everyone
Oh,
in the
thank you.
chat could give him a round of applause, give a quick shout out to Rick. Definitely, that's definitely appreciated. And then while you're doing that, I am going to just tell you about a couple of more great opportunities that we have. We have some more professional development opportunities coming about. Usually, we will go through them on this setting, but we are switching over to our StreamYard platform, and the registration links are being updated for it. But we do have a variety of presenters from all over the globe who are going to be contributing here. And so I do want you to go to geglouisiana.com in order to take a look at our upcoming presenters. I'll drop that link into the chat for you. geglouisiana.com. And then what I will do is I'll also put the link to get your participation your participation certificate here. I'm sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time, right? I don't know if you have that problem, Rick, or not, but boom, there it
I
is.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yes, yes, and I definitely don't believe I'm a great multitasker, which is why I try to knock things out and go in order. So I will show everyone the website. I'll go ahead and click on it to open it up. Try it one more time. There we are. Go ahead and click on it to open it up real quick to show everyone just a couple of features on the geglouisiana.com website. On the main page, when you scroll down, this is where some of the upcoming webinars are listed right here. When the pictures pop up, there we go. Those are some of the ones that just passed. Okay, and here there's Rick right there today. And we have our calendar there. That's where we will add additional ones. We also have a parent's guide to Google Classroom. We are adding some additional resources and videos there. We have them in a couple of other languages like Spanish and Vietnamese. You can also join our Facebook group and our social media there as well. We are highly active in our Facebook group and putting a variety of resources there for you. You can also get involved. So if you have some content that you would like to share, please just click right here and you will be able to go to a little Google form that will allow you to be able to share your knowledge. If you want to access past webinars, if you click on the webinars tab, then it will bring up all of the videos from the previous sessions that we have done. And so all of them are listed here. We've got a bunch of different options listed here from previous webinars there. We also have a resource database. So if you click on the resource database piece, this is one that people have really gotten really great feedback on it. Want to give a huge shout out to MyPD 24/7 for helping to provide this resource database. And so in it, you can go right here and you'll be able to then search one of the many, I think it's over like 2,000 items that are available. And my computer is screaming help, Rick. It's saying low system resources, right? Because I've got a lot going on this end. All right, but it's taking just a little bit. But this is where you'll be able to find a variety of other hyperdocs and just resources that you can take and make and immediately use in your classrooms or in whatever situation. I did put the link for the I did put the link for the certificate there as well. And again, we do appreciate everyone's time for taking out to come and hear this greatness from Rick. And I'm sure just from judging in the chat and everything, looks like everyone definitely enjoyed everything. Rick, did you want to drop any of your website, social media handles? I think we saw that piece.
Yeah,
You
I'll
want to?
just throw in my Twitter handle. That's enough.
Okay, sounds
I
good.
think that's plenty.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, I appreciate that. And we have you there at Bello Ed Tech. And again, thank you for sharing your knowledge, your talents, and treasure with us and the world. If there are no other questions, I am going to end this session. Again, I did put the link for the certificates. I put the link for the website. Rick has dropped his social media handle in there as well so that you can follow up and follow him on social media as well. Thank you again, Rick. We really appreciate you, sir.
You bet. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. And everyone, have a great one. We'll see you next week.